Good day and welcome to Drew's Book Reviews. Well, it's December 31st. It is the end of what has arguably been a tough year in 2020. So today we are going over my channel 2020, year in review, how did things go for the channel, for my reading, all that good stuff. If you are interested in hearing this recap of 2020 on Drew's Book Reviews, stay tuned, that is coming right up. Well, 2020 has been a fun year, and it has been a rather successful and great year of reading and for this channel in general. I'm very happy to see how well the channel has done this year. And, thought I'd take some time to kind of reflect back on what's changed with the channel, how it's gone, and how it's progressed, and all that good stuff. And when I started this channel back in 2017, I started, it's just a way to kind of organize my thoughts and talk about the books that I love reading. And, I can tell you that is absolutely still it. That really is what this channel has been all about. And of course, this year with the whole COVID-19 situation and transitioning to work from home environment, and just everything has just been absolutely nuts. I am happy to report there's been some positive that has gone on. The whole changes that have happened this year have enabled me to do some things with the channel that I haven't been able to do before. I was able to get a green screen, as I use for a lot of the backdrops in my videos now. I got a mic for the channel, which certainly helps with the sound quality. First one kind of crapped out on me, so I got another one. Hopefully this one doesn't crap out on me. It's not something that I could realistically continue to just keep buying mics all the time, so hopefully this one doesn't crap out on me. But hey, if you want to support this channel to help me upgrade my equipment even more, you can do so on Patreon for as little as $1 per month. That is something else that started this year as well. I just recently opened up a Patreon page. So if you care to support this channel, definitely go check that out, as little as $1 per month. But I digress. Anyway, what we are looking at as far as the success of the channel as a whole. I mentioned I got this green screen and some lights and whatnot for the channel, for the videos. I'm really happy with how that's helped me improve my overall video quality over the past year as well. So that is something that I'm very, very, very happy about. And I find I'm having a lot more fun making these videos as well. I'm enjoying it more. I'm having better time with it. And, it's kind of fun, learning on the go as far as the editing and whatnot goes. I'm really happy to see that. And this year has also been a pretty big change for the channel. This year alone, I have more than doubled my subscriber base from last year, adding 116 new subscribers over the past year as of the time of filming, which is really awesome because that essentially puts me at, as of the time of filming, 218 subscribers. So I had 102 this time last year. Now I have 218. I've basically doubled the size of my subscriber base on this channel, and I thank each and every one of you for subscribing. Really, really super appreciate it. 100% I do appreciate that. And I love making these videos, and it's just awesome to me that people care enough about what I have to say that they have subscribed to my channel. Hopefully, in 2021, we can double that again and get it pushed to, maybe even 500 subscribers by the end of 2021. This is definitely a hobby for me. It's not something I'm investing a vast amount of resources in, mainly because I can't afford to invest a large amount of resources in, but it is a hobby, and I would love to continue to grow my channel. Again, you could support me on Patreon to help out with that. If you care to, as little as $1 per month. But that is some really exciting things with this channel in this past year, is seeing my subscriber growth double over what it was last year, and that has just been really exciting for me to see. And granted, it's not a lot, it's not like I have a huge amount of subscribers, but it's been exciting to really see my channel take off, adding more subscribers this past year than I did in the previous 2 years of this channel, which is just amazing to me, and it's just awesome, and I love seeing that. In terms of the views on the channel, this year we had 8,444 total views of the channel, total of 13,903 views. So definitely a large majority of my views have come from this year as well. So it's not just the subscriber growth, but in fact the views, people coming to see my channel. And all this started as I started to get more into the green screen and the editing and working on that to really make something good. So those small investments seem to have started to pay off for this channel, and I'm very happy to see that. Having close to 9,000 views this year alone, whereas previously, in the previous 2 years, I had maybe 4,000 total. So it more than doubled, or more, maybe 5-ish thousand, something like that anyway. But essentially this year, I, for all intents and purposes, had twice as many views this year than in the previous 2 years combined. So again, really exciting to see that grow with the channel, and I'm so happy to see that. It's just one of those things that it's just really fun to see that. So this year's channel growth has been absolutely awesome. And, you know, it's something that I certainly hope to continue to see going on into 2021 as we look forward to the next year of the channel and seeing where that goes from there. That'll be fun to see in 2021. Now, as for my reading challenge, Goodreads reading challenge, by the way, you could also follow me on Goodreads. I will, of course, have that linked below. So make sure that if you're on Goodreads, go there, follow me. You can follow me there as well. See how I'm doing on my annual reading goals, what I'm currently reading, that kind of thing. So for my 2020 reading goal, I set a target of 60 books. And I beat it. I beat that target. I read 70 books in 2020. I definitely attribute this to going back and doing some rereads, reading along with Audible, something that I hadn't done in previous years. So yes, I count rereads, books that I'm reading again, that kind of thing. But I've actually had a lot of fun with that, especially when we consider some of the books that were to be coming out this year. And of course, one of the most anticipated books that is coming out this year, that did come out this year, is of course Brandon Sanderson's Rhythm of War. This was a highly anticipated book, which I pre-ordered in May. It has been blowing up on BookTube with the Stormlight Archive. No surprises there, of course. I actually started using Audible because I wanted to go back and reread Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive, and I was trying to figure out how am I going to reread this but not get behind all my other books that I want to read this year as well. So I got Audible and I started listening to the books, and I was able to start reading along while I'm listening to the books. Generally I read first thing in the morning because it's nice and quiet, kids aren't up. You know, it's a nice peaceful time where I can read my books in peace. Can't really do that during the day, so I didn't want to take away from the new books I was reading in order to reread a series. So Audible was where we're at, and that's what happened there. We got the Audible to reread Stormlight Archive, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So it started going into the Wheel of Time, and there's now a bunch of other series that I'm really excited and looking forward to doing rereads on as well. So definitely stay tuned for that as that continues into 2021. But yeah, this was definitely one of my most anticipated book of the year. That was just awesome. It's kind of what started me on this Audible reread journey, which helped contribute to my success this year in terms of the number of books that I read. So the 70 of 60 as a target. Now I think I'm probably going to set a goal of maybe 75 books in 2021. We shall see how that goes and whether I achieve that goal. But that is for the 2021 preview video, which will be coming up in the new year, January 1st. So stay tuned for that. So for those 70 books, that made up 34,792 pages read, with the total of 70 books, the shortest one being Boba Fett, A Practical Man, at only 76 pages. This was actually a short story that was contained in the back of one of the Star Wars books that I read this year. And honestly, I don't remember that much about it, but I did read it. So I'm pretty sure there's a review on the channel here of Boba Fett, A Practical Man, so I will put an annotation up there so that you could go ahead and take a look at that if you want to check out my review on Boba Fett, A Practical Man. The longest one was actually a reread. It was Oathbringer, which came in at 1,243 pages. So of course, Oathbringer is part of that Stormlight archive. Now, my average book length was 497 pages in the year of 2020. With the most popular reads, according to Goodreads, the most popular book that I read this year was Neil Gaiman's American Gods, which has 1,450,410 other people have shelved or read that. The least popular was Roberta Bombonato's An Unbreakable Family. As far as Goodreads, it's the least popular of the books I read on Goodreads. I had an average rating for the year of 3.7 stars on Goodreads. So that's just kind of my Goodreads summary for 2020. And overall, it's been a really good year of reading, and I've been really happy with the success that I had with respect to my goal and target for the year. Now, going into the most popular videos on my channel this year, and then once we're done that, we're going to go into my personal pick, my 10 favorite reads of 2020. And of course, I will have these videos linked in an annotation with respect to the individual channels or individual videos and the reviews on them. So, you know, it turns out that my most popular video that I put out this year isn't even my video. My daughter did a review on my channel of a book that she had read. She wanted to do a video on it, and it turns out her video ended up being the most popular video on my channel this year. And that one is Shera, Rebel Princess Guide, with a total of 622 views. And then we have, next on the list, the next most popular one is Numan versus Numan. Again, check the annotations for the reviews on each of these. This one came in with 190 views. The Way of Kings Prime by Brandon Sanderson came in the third most popular, currently sitting at 158 views on the channel, followed by The Fall of Hyperion with 117 views on the channel. And then Kaladin Stormblessed. This was actually one of my favorite videos that I put out, not a book review, but I'm glad it made the top 10 with 106 views on the channel. Followed by Hyperion at 104 views on the channel. And this flowed into some rereads at this point, with the Wheel of Time books with the Eye of the World coming in at 94 views. And one of the last book reviews of the year as well came in at 92, which was Rhythm of War. Now, this is pretty awesome considering I just put up the Rhythm of War video this month, but it's made the top 10 views of the year. So that just tells you how successful it is and how popular it's been. And quite frankly, I'm pretty happy with that as well. Really glad that that made the top 10 views. Now, one of the videos I did much earlier in this year is a tour of my personal library with 75 views. So that is one of the ones that was out earlier this year. And then the 10th place came in at Rhythm of War is finally here. It was a very short little video that I was just showing how excited I was that I finally got my copy of Rhythm of War with 67 views. So these are the view counts as of the day of filming. So, you know, they may change between now and when you see this video. In fact, they probably will, realistically. This is just as the day of filming. So those ended up being my top 10 most popular videos of 2020. Again, I'll have the annotations up there, so definitely go check out the links for each of those. And, you know, definitely enjoy that. Go check them out. It'll be fun to read. And then, of course, as always, we have to go over my personal top 10 reads of the year. Now, I need to stress this is not going to be done in any particular order, but I will save the best, my favorite read of the year, for last. Now, if you know me or you've been seeing some of the content out on my channel, you probably already know what my favorite read of the year is. But, you know, I'm going to go through them again, not in any particular order, but I will save my number one favorite for absolute last as far as my favorite reads go. Some of my favorite reads include books that that are non-fiction that I haven't really heard many people talk about on Goodreads much, but definitely they are some of my favorites. And one of them was Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow by Yuval Noah Harari. This is an awesome book. It's basically discussing the future of humanity and our emergence with technology. So this is by far one of my favorite reads of the year. Absolutely love this book. Really great read. It is the sequel to Sapiens, A Brief History of Humanity. Definitely I would recommend that out. Anything by Yuval Noah Harari, and while I haven't fully agreed with everything that he said, it is definitely something that I absolutely enjoyed reading and love reading. A great book all around. Definitely I would highly recommend Homo Deus. Up next is Hyperion books. Only 2 of the 4 Hyperion books made my favorite of the year. There is Hyperion and The Fall of Hyperion. So again, check the annotations for each of these books. There will be a annotation link for the reviews on each one of these books up there. So this was really interesting, kind of a darker look at the future of humanity, with the Shrike and the Catholic Church is highly involved in that kind of twisted, occultish, dark version of the religion. It's just really interesting read all around, and just these 2 books, at least the first 2, made my top favorites of the year. Definitely check out Hyperion. It is considered one of the best science fiction series that have been written. I really enjoyed it for the most part. Great reads. Definitely go check that out. Again, I will have the annotations for the links to each of these ones in the video there, so check that out. And of course, you can't go wrong with Jim Butcher and the Dresden Files. Changes definitely made one of my top reads of 2020. This is just phenomenal, and I tell you, it changes everything. The title could not be more perfect for this book. I'm not going to go into spoilers or anything like that, but again, check out Changes by Jim Butcher. In fact, check out the Dresden Files in general. This is just fantastic books. Absolutely love this book. And the Dresden Files a whole, and I'm going to be getting into some more Dresden Files come the new year, so definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, Changes, just wow. Awesome read. Absolutely loved Changes. Then we also have Wrath of Empire by Brian McClellan. So this is the second book of the Gods of Blood and Powder trilogy, which is the second trilogy set in the Powder Mage world. I do have book 3 on my TBR list for 2021. This is a series I definitely plan on rereading as well. It's a world in which a magic system based on snorting gunpowder, which is definitely unique and different. I've never seen anything like that in terms of a magic system. And this book, like, it's fast-paced. There's tons of action. This whole series, the Powder Mage series in general, is just wow, just phenomenal. Absolutely love the Powder Mage world by Brian McClellan, and I'd recommend you highly check this out. It is so worth it. And you'll see the annotation, the link in the review up there, so check it out. Definitely worthwhile. This is worthwhile for a read, and I highly recommend it. A Crack in Creation. Gene Editing and the Ultimate and the Unthinkable Power to Control Human Evolution by Jennifer Doudna and Samuel Sternberg. So this book is all about CRISPR, which is the gene editing technology that has revolutionized how we genetically engineer things, gene editing in terms of preventable diseases, medicine, just everything. And it's just wow, this is an eye-opening book. I absolutely loved A Crack in Creation. Great read. Highly recommend. Check it out, especially if you are interested in things like science and technology and genetic engineering. This is definitely well worthwhile, and I think you should definitely check it out. It's a great read. Well worth it, especially if you're into that kind of thing. And then of course we have Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. So of course this is a series I believe on Amazon Prime Video. It's a mini series, hilarious, crazy, twisted, funny, just a riot and a good entertaining read. I mean, you got the angels and devils having to work together to prevent the apocalypse. I mean, that concept in and of itself is just hilarious. So, I mean, check that out. That's a hilarious concept, and I think it would be a fun, entertaining read for you if you have not read it already. Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. Then we have Sanderson, of course, Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is the sequel to Skyward, and there's more to this series coming. I absolutely loved it. It's basically about humans trapped on a prison planet and having to fight their way to freedom against a mysterious alien civilization that controls the galaxy. That's the basic concept behind this. Just absolutely wonderful book. Great series. Brandon Sanderson never fails to impress with his writing. He is fantastic in every sense of the word. This is a young adult book, so it is more of a young adult read, YA sci-fi, but still so good. You know, just because it's labeled young adult, you don't have to be a young adult to enjoy it, and I would highly recommend checking this one out, Starsight. Read Skyward first if you haven't already, but read this series, especially if you like science fiction, and especially if you like young adult. This is something that is well worth reading, so definitely check that out. And of course, Margaret Atwood's The Testaments. This was a phenomenal sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. If you have not read The Handmaid's Tale, check it out. If you've not read The Testaments, check it out. This is a wonderful book and a classic. I really enjoyed it. It was a sequel that had been literally decades people have been waiting for. Because of the success of the TV show The Handmaid's Tale, Margaret Atwood wrote The Testaments, which was the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. This is well worth it. Check it out. Great, fantastic read. I certainly enjoyed it, and definitely well worth it. So there you go. And last but not least, one of my all-time favorites, one of my all-time favorite book series that is currently ongoing and will definitely be my favorite book series for a long time to come. Most anticipated book of the year, and by far my top most favorite read of the year, Brandon Sanderson's Rhythm of War. Did you really expect anything less? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Typically, when I do a top 10 favorite reads, rereads are not going to be included. Only new reads, typically. And this by far takes the cake. But to be honest, at this point, I'd have to say it's my favorite of the Stormlight books anyway. Just amazing. Probably one of the longest video reviews I've had on my channel at over 30 minutes. But there's so much in this book, and it is just phenomenally awesome. I absolutely loved this book, and it is so well worth the read, and you definitely do need to check it out because, wow, it's just amazing. Absolutely loved it. Stormlight Archive, Rhythm of War. Everything Sanderson is awesome. Love it. This is by far my favorite read of the year of 2020. Just phenomenal. So if you haven't read the Stormlight Archive, what are you waiting for? Like, do it. This is just amazing. Awesome. Check out my review on it to get more. I do put a spoiler warning in about halfway through-ish, so you know when to click off if you haven't read it yet. But if you have read it, awesome. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Go read the Stormlight Archive. It's amazing. You really need to check that out. And I just want to throw in one quick honorary mention for top 10 books of the year. One I just finished actually recently, was one of my last reads completed for the year. But as an honorary mention, Life 3.0, Being Human in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. This was a really great read, one I really enjoyed. Again, you can check out my review for it on the channel. Honorary mention for this one. You know, trying to get in at least one nonfiction a month, which will be a big focus in 2021, of course. But this one, you know, talking about the future of humanity, artificial intelligence, and its integration into our society, and discussing the key questions that we need to talk about when it comes to artificial intelligence and where that's going, whether it's good, it's bad, its potential for bad, and its potential for good. Overall, great read. Really thought-provoking, and definitely one that I would absolutely recommend to you. So I really enjoyed that. It was fun, it was awesome, and I think you will too, again, if you're into science and technology and all that good stuff. So honorary mention to Life 3.0, while it's not in my top 10 list. And of course, these top 10 lists, as far as reads for the year go, who knows what's going to come of it, right? I mean, so often what my top favorite reads are, it's going to change from day to day. This kind of the list I went through and just kind of picked ones that were some of my favorites. So there you have it. There is my top 10 reads of the year of 2020. All around, 2020 has been a great year for reading. I surpassed my goals. I've seen tremendous growth on my channel relative to previous years, and I'm so happy to see that, and I hope to see that continued growth coming up in the new year as well. I mean, if you're still here at this point in the video, thank you so much. That is awesome. And you know, I'm looking forward to a great 2021 in reads, and of course I will be doing a 2021 preview video for things that I plan on doing for 2021. Stay tuned for that one coming up. I hope to have that up on the channel January 1st at the latest. So stay tuned for that, of course. All around, it's just been a great year for myself in the reading. It's been a great year for the channel. And I hope that despite everything this year in 2020, that you have had a great year and have enjoyed the time that you've had to enjoy your reading. And as always, you know, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you know, I'll put the link to all these to many of these books anyway. I'll put the links to them in the description below, so you could go check out the reviews as well. And you know, if you want to support what I'm doing here on the channel, you know, I've got the Patreon now for as little as $1 per month, so definitely go check that out. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm mostly active on Twitter and Instagram, but I do have a Discord if you want to join me there. You know, we'll just kind of see how that goes. I'm not really super active on Discord, but mainly the reason there's not a lot of people in there yet, but as we get more in, we can get more active and more discussions going. But at the end of the day, 2020 has been, albeit a rough year in some areas, at least for me, it's been a great year when it comes to reading. And I'm really glad I've had the opportunity to do this and see this growth behind the channel. And that just makes me so happy. I'm loving this even more and happy to continue to make these videos. If you stuck around for the whole thing, thank you so much. And you know, until next time, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Patreon if you want to support this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time on the next episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Until then, keep on reading. Bye.